What's going on, guys? Today we're going to be talking about the movie 28 Years Later, and we're going to see if the movie is overhyped.
The movie 20 Years Later just came out. I'm gonna lie, a lot of
Yes.
people are talking. I've seen a lot of people talking about it online,
Me too.
especially like the build up to it. What did you think about this movie?
Bro, I'm not going to lie, just from myself, and, I don't want to go based off of what people have said, but I kind of think a lot of people are right a little bit. I think it was pretty good. I think it was actually not that bad, except the part we were talking about a little bit before this. Just the ending, I think, kind of took everybody out of it.
Yeah, we'll get into
You know what I mean? But overall, I think that it was actually a pretty good story. I think, the whole following and this is spoilers, following the son and, his dad and kind of their whole story together. I think that was kind of dope. And just kind of showing and explaining what the world is now 28 years later. You know what I mean? I think that was actually kind of interesting a little bit.
See, I ain't gonna lie, bro. Like, I'll agree with you. I'll say the movie is good, bro. The movie is pretty good. Like, the story is decent.
Yeah.
The way they shot a lot of the scenes with, the infected and just the way the land looks now with all the animals and, the way, like, the cities look nowadays. And just in overall, the movie does look really good.
Yeah.
But to me, bro, like,
Uh-oh.
I was just expecting so much from this movie, bro.
I
don't think that's, like, the movie's fault for reals, bro, because I mean, I'm such a huge fan of fucking, zombie movies and just zombie movies in general, bro. I love that genre of movies, bro. And I love 28 Days Later is probably like one of my favorite movies in that genre.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So this being, a follow-up to those movies, I was just it was on such a high pedestal for me, bro. And I was talking about this movie for so fucking long. I'm pretty sure you heard me talk about the movie so much. Just, the trailer came out and everything. And I was just so excited for this movie that it did not live up to my expectations that I thought it would,
Yeah.
And not to say that the movie's bad. The movie is good, bro. But there are just a lot of, like, things that I felt like really took me out of the movie, bro, to be honest with you.
Mm-hmm.
Like, a lot of the choices that the characters made in the story, bro, were kind of dumb to me. And it didn't make any sense. Like Spike going out on his own with his mom, even though he barely made it back with his dad.
Yeah.
And I get that he was just filled with so much rage and, he was trying to get help for his mom and stuff. And, that made sense. But, like,
to take out your sick mother
out
from
into
a
the
safe
mainland,
place, out into this place where there's...
that you barely survived out of. You know what I'm saying? I think that was really dumb. And a lot of the movie felt like the main kid Spike had crazy plot armor throughout the movie where it's like he was getting saved like left and right by everybody, and I feel like he didn't really. And when he would do stuff that, he was helping himself out, or like he would do stuff that would kind of like help him, he would still always end up getting help in the end by some random character would literally just pop up out of screen and be like, hey, let me help you out, kid. They did a lot of that stuff, and I felt like a lot of that kind of did take me out because I'm like, I wanted to see him actually
struggle a little bit.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Struggle a little bit, actually do some crazy stuff. But it's like a lot of the times he was just helped a lot. And that kind of took me out. And it didn't really take me out so much, but because it did make sense. But like, it was a little bit jarring, bro, seeing all the naked infected people running around.
Yeah, dude. I'm not gonna lie. All the weenies, that's way too crazy, bro.
That was a little crazy. I ain't gonna lie, bro. So but I understood why because they're like
feral.
They're damn near animals at this point. You know what I'm saying? So like they don't wear clothes. So it did make sense within the years. You know what I'm saying? Because there's been so many years since the original movies and stuff that I don't know. I feel like maybe this is just dumb, but I wish they would have made like a 28 months later or something.
Yeah, I know.
Or like there's something in between this because it's like going from 28 weeks later
to years is insane.
Was a little bit crazy to me. And not even to say that the movie's not bad, bro. The movie is good. Yeah. But especially after watching 28 weeks later, because I think I recently watched it probably like a month or two ago to get ready for this movie. Yeah. The differences are so crazy.
I know.
Bro.
It's like, a whole completely different movie.
For sure, bro. Like it doesn't even feel like it's in the
world.
The same universe, to be honest with you, bro. The zombies are damn near. They're not even zombies for real. They don't really act like the zombies from the original movies. You know what I mean?
The original were zombies.
Yeah, they were straight up zombies. Like there's no denying it. But this one, they're like almost sentient in a way where they're kind of like I said, they're just feral humans.
Yeah, I know what you mean because it's almost like they have these animalistic like patterns and they understand hierarchy.
Yeah, like alphas and having packs and stuff like that.
So weird.
Yeah, it was. I mean, it was cool to see, but definitely not what I was expecting. coming into this movie, bro, I was just hoping to see,
Yeah.
zombies and, stuff like that. And I knew that they were going to try to do like cult stuff.
Yeah.
But I feel like, to me personally, I feel like that should have been what this movie about. I think this movie should have been he goes out there and it's like the zombies are even the big problems. It's these crazy cults that are out here that are the real issue.
Yeah.
Which I thought they were going to do that with the doctor character, but then, they introduce the doctor and he's just like a normal guy. You know what I mean? Like he's not really crazy as they draw him out to be. And one thing this movie does is it had my anxiety to a fucking peak level. Like, I would say that's one thing that this movie did where it had me like so anxious on what's gonna happen to these characters, or when they're getting chased by these feral zombies and stuff. Like those parts of the movie were good. You know what I mean? The way they shot them running from these creatures, and even when they'll shoot like a zombie, like the camera would like pan around to the backside of them. Like I thought stuff like that was really, really cool.
Yeah.
But I don't know, my expectations to this movie, and I guess that's my fault. My expectations were just way too high for this movie, bro, and it did not meet my expectations, bro. I just thought like the movie was completely different than what I was expecting, bro.
Yeah, I mean, it is definitely. I like how you said that. It feels like it's a different world compared to the original, but I think that might have been what the director was going for.
For sure,
it's so far along, because 28 years is insane.
Yeah, hell yeah.
That he was just like, I think the way they thought about it was, you know what? Yeah, it started out this type of way, but I feel like we need some type of evolution of zombies that people haven't seen before. So, and even what you said this off of the us doing the video. I think that not everything new is always good.
For sure.
Different. You know what I mean? And I think that's what he was going for, that it was like, oh, okay, well, maybe we're not going to do the normal thing of like, they just get super fungus on them and they start to, grow these like plants and all this weird stuff on them. And that's kind of just it, but they're still zombies. I think they wanted them to like evolve mentally too, which personally doesn't make sense to me, especially with the the lore of the original.
The rage virus and everything. And this one they seem more for sure human like, what I mean? Like there's even the scene where like the lady's giving birth and she's able to like connect with Spike's mom by like holding her hands and stuff like that. And I don't know, like stuff like that, I was kind of like, because at first, when I was watching the movie, I didn't think that those were infected. I thought they were just feral human.
Yeah.
Until I seen them, there's a scene where they're chasing these soldiers, and then they bite one of them, where they like spit on them, and then they start throwing up hella blood like from the original movie. So I was like, okay, so they do have that virus, the rage virus inside of them.
Yeah.
And like you said, bro, well, a lot of people are like, I seen a lot of people actually enjoying this movie and and saying it, it has like crazy good reviews on Rotten Tomatoes and stuff right now.
Rotten Tomatoes is crazy.
And I think it's because the changes that they made, that it's not like any other zombie movie that we've seen.
Yeah.
And me personally, and maybe I'm in the minority here,
I don't think so.
I don't think that's good. That makes it good. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm not even trying to cut you off. My bad, bro. I just don't think that we need that for zombie movies. We all just want the traditional, usual zombies. Like, the only different one that they kind of did in recent time was The Last of Us, where it was the cordyceps or the, the fungus or whatever it was.
But they still act like regular zombies.
Yeah, I was going to say, they still act and move like regular zombies. It's almost like a World War Z.
Yeah, or at least they look like it. You know what I'm saying? Because these ones, they just look like humans, but they're just crazy guys, like super scrawny, or they got their fucking dong out and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like, that's the only difference they make between the other zombies,
Yeah.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, this movie, the best parts of this movie were the parts where they're being chased by these humans, these feral zombies or whatever. And like, those are some of my favorite parts of the movies. And I do think if they looked more like the original zombies, or similar to them at least, kind of, that it would have made me like those scenes a lot better. And even the scenes where like they're with the doctors and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And they have like, they're doing the fucking, they're burning their bodies, and they're making the adding to the fucking
the skull thing.
You know what I mean? Like, those scenes were even bad for us. Like, I thought those scenes were kind of cool too.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying. This movie is completely different from the other movies, bro. Like, they don't even feel like they're in the same world, bro. Besides the fact that they have the same titles, you know what I mean? Like, other than that, the movies are so different, bro. And that's one thing that this movie does do well, I guess, is the world building was really good.
Yeah.
Like I said, the movie is beautiful when it comes to, the way it's shot and everything cinematically. I mean, we might as well just get into it, bro.
Oh, man.
Dude, that ending. Bro, the ending took me out so crazy. Like, it was honestly unbelievable what they were doing, bro. Like, I'm watching this movie and I'm like, did they switch the movie on us?
Yeah.
Like, I'm looking up at the projector like, bro, did you switch the movie on us or something? Because
y'all put on Power Rangers.
Y'all put on Power Rangers or something. Or is this a new Marvel movie? Like, what the hell am I watching right now?
Oh, my God.
That ending took me out, bro. Like, so much. It was so jarring that they did that.
That is so weird how I just didn't believe what I was seeing, to be honest with you. That's so ridiculous that it's like all of these characters, they come through and it's like, okay, he's the kid from the beginning of the movie, and it's like, okay, I'm thinking that it might be this crazy big storyline, and who knows, maybe we're speaking too soon because they might end up tying it in because, they're going to do a sequel, obviously.
Yeah, and I heard that Cillian Murphy is going to come back for the...
I heard about that too, which is actually insane. If he does, that would be dope. But, dude, that was just too crazy to me. It
was so random, bro. Like, doing backflips and the posings and all this stuff. And
and just the jumpsuits took me out.
The jumpsuits took me out for sure. Like, because it's like, they're so clean compared to everybody else in this world. You know what I mean? It's so weird. And look, this is why we said not every change is a good change.
Yes.
Right? Not everything that's different is good, Because, like, I get what they're doing, and people are probably gonna be like, "You don't understand what they're trying to do in this movie." I get what they're doing. The kid grew up watching Teletubbies and Power Rangers and all this shit, so it's like he became this cult leader, and obviously he's inspired by all this stuff. He's gonna make the people who follow him do things like that. That makes sense to me, right?
Yeah, yeah.
But it's just so crazy to have this post-apocalyptic movie, which so far showed a post-apocalyptic world, and then to have these characters show up in these jumpsuits, in these track suits. I mean,
wearing chains,
doing backflips and front flips, and it was so crazy to me. I'm just like, dude, of that ending,
I know
for sure took me out the movie. Like, besides seeing all the zombie wieners and all that, like, that took me out a little bit too, but that made sense within the world that they've created up to this point. But to go and have these characters doing front flips and back flips and, doing karate poses and stuff like that.
Even just some of the shots, it was very Power Rangers, low shot, flip over the camera.
Yeah, that was insane to me,
bro.
But the weird thing about it, it does make me want to go watch the next movie.
I know, because now you're so curious to know what is you guys' plan for this next movie.
Yeah, what is the plan for this?
You know what I mean?
That's what they did good on. Like, I am invested.
Yeah, it's the curiosity.
Even though I didn't like this movie. Yeah. Well, I'm not gonna lie. I did like this movie. I'm lying when I say that.
Yeah.
I don't like a lot of the choices they made with this movie.
Yes.
In general, the movie was pretty good.
Yeah.
Am I probably gonna go see this again?
Probably not.
It does not have the same rewatchability as the first two movies.
I was going to say 28 weeks. Yeah,
especially 28 days. 28 days is so good.
Yeah.
I can watch that movie 100 times in a row and probably not get tired of the movie.
I was going to say, it's the same as Dawn of the Dead to me. It's literally the same way to me. That's how I look at that movie. So I feel what you're saying. Yes.
Like, it does not hit the same as the first ones. And I think, especially like, and I think that's where the movie kind of messed up for me. And again, this is my fault.
Yeah.
Like, my girlfriend never watched the original movie, so she was watching this with a clean mind.
Yep.
And she enjoyed it. Whereas I'm watching the beginning of this movie, and I'm already comparing it to 28 Weeks Later, where the dude left his wife and runs off, gets on the boat, and all that stuff. Like, this prologue compared to the 28 Weeks prologue, or even the 28 Days prologue, does not compare in the slightest.
It doesn't at all. It's a very weak compared to the original.
For sure, bro.
And I hate to be that guy to always be like,
it doesn't compare to the original.
The original. But come on, bro. We have to do it, especially if you're trying to. It's your job as the creator, if you're going to continue a franchise or whatever the case may be, dude, you gotta freaking try to keep that magic from the first one.
Yeah, and I think
instead of changing it into a whole different thing like this.
Yeah, and I think with this one, bro, like, that's what I'm saying. I wish they would have, and I think they're probably gonna do it more on the next one. They're gonna focus more on like culty type things, and that's gonna be the real villain of the movie.
Yeah,
and I wish they would have just done that in this one, because this one is like I said, bro, the little boy, everything kind of just like he gets saved by every random character who just pops up in the movie. You know what I'm saying? That gets introduced. He kind of just gets saved.
Yeah.
Whether it's his dad or the Swedish soldier or the doctor or, Jimmy at the end of the movie. Yeah. And those parts kind of took me out too, because it kind of makes me feel like, bro, this kid is going to die on his own. If he doesn't have something with him, he's going to fucking die on his own, dude. Like, he can't hold his own. And he's only 12 years old, so it makes sense that he can't.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. So, like, that's why I'm not too mad about the movie, bro. But, yeah, there's a lot of stuff for sure that this movie, like, it just took me out, bruh.
Yeah,
to be honest with you,
100%.
the ending was a huge part that took me out, bruh.
Yeah, it just went 360. It literally just went left.
Literally.
You know what I mean? So
Literally.
let me just ask you, bro. What do you rate 28 years later?
I think my rating isn't a fair rating because I'm super biased, bro.
Yeah, I know.
I'm probably gonna give this movie like a 6 out of 10. To be honest with you.
Okay.
Which is ironic because that's the same rating I gave like Last of Us. This is way better than The Last of Us.
It is. It's way better.
But
way better.
The ending dropped it for sure like 2 or 3 points for me, to be honest with you. And then also like what it's following the other 2 movies. And it doesn't compare to me at all.
Okay, yeah. I'm not gonna lie. I'll probably say the same, or maybe I'll even give it a little bit higher. I'll say like 6.5, maybe even 7. I'll just say this. I'll say why. Just because my curiosity for the next one, and because I like the world building a little bit of, okay, like so much has changed, and you guys added this other element to these zombies that they're almost like animals. So I think that is a little bit of an interesting take for zombies. Cool. So I don't know. That's just me though. I'm not saying it's the coolest thing in the world, but I think that it is a little bit interesting of like, okay, what else are they going to show in the world of these zombies? What is going to be the next thing? For sure. I'll give them that. So I'll probably say maybe 6.57.
Yeah, but to be honest with you, I do think this movie is overhyped.
It is. It definitely
think people are.
But bro, I have to rate it higher than The Last of Us.
For sure. Yeah. You have to. No, you for sure have to rate it higher than The Last of Us.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the movie is good. It's a good movie, bro. Yeah. But just like I said, my expectations for this movie was just way too high, and it did not meet my expectations. And I guess that's on me, to be honest.
Nah, it definitely is overhyped.
That's on me for sure. But I think I've seen people online that are like, praising it so crazy.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, I just don't see the hype for reals.
Yep.
And I do think it's mostly because the ending just fucked me up, bro.
Yeah, it got
the ending was so jarring and crazy, bro, that I'm like, dude, like if they didn't have that, like if he just showed up at the end and said like, we could help you. And then the rest of it, even if they were still in the tracksuits,
if they
all came out with the tracksuits, and the movie ends like that, good movie.
Yeah, I mean
9 out of 10, 8.5 out of 10, or whatever.
I think you just didn't like the flipping,
the front flipping, and the Teletubby audio in the background. Like, all that was just like, what the hell am I watching, bro? That was crazy to me, bro. That was so crazy to me, dude. I did not like that. And it was,
man.
I'm honestly surprised that they chose to do that.
I know, yeah.
Like you're watching this whole movie and it seems serious, so grounded and serious and. You're seeing, zombies, wieners and stuff like that. And then literally the last like 10 minutes of the 5 minutes of the movies, it's straight up Power Rangers.
Yeah. I think what also threw a lot of people off was how everything else in the movie is very like muted colors. And then they have these bright yellow and green or
blue and whatever,
purple, like these track suits, and you're wearing a chain in the apocalypse. It's like I think it just threw everybody off, bro.
And that's why I say weird. Like I do think the second movie is gonna make me like this first one more. Once they explain all that, but as of now, I can't justify it, bro.
Yeah, I know.
I can't justify it, bro. And like. I love when movies do different takes and, when directors or writers or whatever try to do different stuff. But like we said, bro, just because it's different doesn't make it any good to me, bro. Like, you could go and change a bunch of stuff for the sake of being different. Yeah. But that's not going to give you grace to me. It's not going to make me be like, okay, I'll give you a chance because you decided to do something different. And I'm just going to like it just because it's different. Nah, bro. To me, bro, like... It still has to be good, and it still has to make sense within the world that you're building up. And maybe in the next movie, they're going to justify it.
Yeah, tie it all in.
I think that's what they're going to end up doing. But as of now, bro, like, I can't like it, bro. It's just too crazy to me, bro.
Yeah, it's just such a dangerous kind of tactic to use, especially to end it like this, and then you're just banking on the fact that this whole audience is still going to come for number 2. It is a little bit dangerous.
Yeah, for sure, bro. But I don't have to, bro. There's something about this movie that does make me want to go watch the next one, which is crazy. Like, as much as I'm hating on it or whatever, I'm still definitely going to go watch the next one whenever it comes out. You know what I mean? And 100%. I hope that is better.
Yeah. I think it probably will. I think if they learn from what they're seeing online, hopefully, bro. I hope they haven't finished
I don't think they are because people are loving it. And people are praising it like crazy. So maybe we're going to get more front flips and Power Rangers type stuff, you know what I'm saying, in the next one. But fuck, I hope not, dude. But
me too.
I mean, let us know what you guys think about this movie, bro. If you guys loved it or hated it. If you guys like Power Rangers, 28 years later. Yeah, like, comment, and subscribe. Let us know what you guys want us to watch on the next one. Well, actually, next one we're gonna watch Squid Game, so tune in for that one. Let us know if there's anything new that's coming out. If you guys want us to watch, whether it be, movie, TV show, maybe an anime or something like that. We'll check it out. We'll talk about it here. So, yeah, we'll see you guys on the next one. Bye bye.
See you guys.